Audible presents this Brilliance audio production of
Headwind by John J. Nance. Chapter 1. Gate 35, Athens International Airport, Greece, Monday, 2 p.m. "Captain, I think you better get back here," the chief flight attendant said as she burst into the cockpit. Captain Craig Dayton snapped his head around and began reaching for his seatbelt as soon as he saw the worried expression on Chilean Waltz's face. "What's the matter?" Dayton asked, aware that his co-pilot had shifted around in the right seat to look at her as well. Chilean shut the door and stood in the tiny space aft of the center console, breathing hard and signaling him to wait. She watched a police car pull up on the ramp of the newly opened airport and stop in front of their Boeing 737, its blue lights flashing. Dayton followed her gaze and spotted the patrol car. "We're about to get in the middle of a diplomatic crisis," Chilean said. "The gate agent—" A voice on the overhead speakers cut her short. "Flight 42, operations." The co-pilot lifted his handheld microphone. "Go ahead, Ops." "We will have to hold you at the gate for a while, 42. "Why?" the co-pilot asked sharply, noting the arrival of the second police car on the ramp. 42, there is an official order. Wait, please, wait, please." The microphone in the operations office remained on while urgent voices conferred in the background. We will have to remove some of your passengers." Chilean nodded rapidly, her words tumbling out. "Craig, they're here to arrest President Harris." Craig Dayton clasped Chilean's right elbow as he searched her eyes. "Slow down, Chilean, and tell me precisely what you're talking about." The day had started in Istanbul with the exciting news that a former president of the United States would be riding with them in first class through Athens to Rome. Fresh from delivering a speech to an international conference on hunger, President John B. Harris had come aboard with an attractive young female aide and an appropriately dour Secret Service agent, greeting the crew warmly at the door and even sticking his head into the cockpit to say hello. Impeccably groomed and wearing a well-tailored dark business suit that made him seem taller than his 5'10" height, Harris had proven to be as friendly and gracious as the Washington press corps had always described him during his almost legendary single term in office. Our gate agent, I know her," Chilean was saying. "She came down the jetway all upset, and she said the Greek government has a warrant for his arrest." "Why? What for?" Chilean shook her head, creating a moving blur of chestnut hair. "She didn't know." First Officer Alistair Chadwick whistled and inclined his head toward the ramp, where a third and fourth police car had parked, all with their top lights flashing frantically. "Something's definitely up, mate." "This is a foreign-flagged airliner," Dayton said. "No one's removing any passenger without my permission." He motioned to Chilean to reopen the cockpit door as he moved the captain's seat back on its tracks and prepared to get up, filling the air with the aroma of peanuts as the contents of an open snack pouch scattered on the metal floor. "Damn." "I'll take care of that," Chilean said. The co-pilot caught his arm. "Craig, you remember I'm a solicitor in my other life in England, right?" "Yes, I know," Craig said, his eyes on Chilean as she stepped out. "A little free legal advice, okay? You're an American national with a European work visa. You're the master of a German-flag airliner, and the airliner is currently sitting on Greek concrete, old boy. You're not the U.S. ambassador. They could arrest you for getting in the way." The captain shook his head impatiently. "This is Greece, Alistair. They've been civilized for at least a few years now, about 2,000 or 3,000, in fact. Craig—" Chadwick tightened his grip on the captain's arm, and Dayton responded with irritation. "What?" "Be careful, okay? I know he's your president, but you can't protect him." "No?" There was a flurry of movement as Craig Dayton resumed the process of hauling himself out of the seat. "Just watch me."